Good morning, Algebra 1. I hope that we are having a great start to our morning and a great start to our week. This video today, we are actually going to be talking about something that we kind of know a little bit about. We're still going to be talking about inequalities, but we're going to be talking about solving multi-step inequalities. I know that you all are going to nail this because it's actually pretty similar to solving multi-step equations. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the video.
Today, we're going to be talking about solving multi-step equations, inequalities. By the end of this video, I hope that you're actually able to solve multi-step inequalities. So let's start with our key concepts and vocabulary. So, as you probably guessed, our key concept and vocabulary is multi-step inequations. Inequalities, not inequations. Multi-step inequalities can be solved by the same way you would solve a multi-step equation. Just remember that when you multiply or divide by a negative number, the inequality symbol changes. I'm going to take that out and I'm going to say that it reverses. Do not forget that. That's our biggest thing. That's the one thing that people get wrong so many times, is that they forget that the inequality sign reverses. So I've highlighted some examples that I'm going to do with you, and we will go from there. So solve each inequality and graph the solution. So my example is 3x minus 8 is greater than 1. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make my pen a little smaller here. I'm going to do the opposite operation. So I'm going to take all of my numbers that don't have variables and I'm going to put them on the same side. So I'm going to add by 8 on both sides. So plus 8. So this is now like 3x is greater than 9. And I just need to divide both sides by 3, and I get that x is greater than 3. So I'm going to make this line a 3. I know that I need to have an open dot because it's just greater than, it doesn't include 3, and then it's moving to the right. Not too bad. All right, in my second example, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show it a little differently. This isn't necessarily the way that I would show it, but that's okay. I just want to show it for the sake of the example. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract by 7 on both sides. So I'm going to be left with negative x is greater than or equal to 17. And in fact, this is like negative 1 times x. So the only way I'm going to get rid of that negative is I'm going to divide by negative 1 on both sides. But I need to remember, when I divide or multiply by a negative number, my inequality sign reverses. So this actually becomes x is less than or equal to negative 17. So I'm going to make this negative 17 here. I need to have a solid dot. X is less than negative 17, so I know that I'm going to the left. And that's exactly how I would do that problem. A couple more examples here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Solve each inequality, graph the solution. So in this case, it looks like I have a little bit of the distributive property going on, and that's great, okay? So I need to distribute my 2 to each part of my parentheses. So this is like 2 times y, which is 2y, and 2 times negative 3 or minus 6 plus 7 is less than 21. I look and I see that negative 6 and 7 are like terms. So this is like 2y plus 1, sorry, not equal, is less than 21. So I need to subtract by 1 on both sides. I get 2y is less than 20. Divide by 2 on both sides, and I get y is less than 10. So I'm going to make this 10. I know that I have an open dot because there are no equal to parts. So open dot, y is less than 10, so I know that I'm moving to the left. Two more examples here. So write the inequality and solve the problem. 12. So I know I'm going to need a 12 here. Added to a number. I don't know what my number is. So whenever I don't know what that is, I can represent that with a variable. Is less than twice the number. So 2 times x minus 8. So now what I need to do is I need to try to solve for this. So I'm going to subtract by x on both sides. And I'm going to write it over here. I'm going to use this space here. So I'm going to get 12 is less than x minus 8. I'm going to add by 8 on both sides. So I know that 20 is less than x, or x is greater than 20 is going to be my final answer. So one last example here for solving multi-step inequalities. So again, it looks like I'm going to have to do the distributive property. In fact, I'm going to write this on a separate page. So I have -2 times 3x plus 1 is greater than -6x plus 7. So I need to do the distributive property first. So I need to make sure I'm multiplying by each term inside of the parentheses. So I get -6x minus 2 is greater than -6x plus 7. So I'm going to use my knowledge that I previously have here. I see that I have the same coefficient on both sides, but different constants. I know that when I have equations, that tells me that I have no solutions. And in fact, this is the same thing for inequalities as well. I can see that this answer is actually going to come out to be no solution. Those properties remain the same for inequalities as well. So that was my final example. If you have any other questions, feel free to message me on Schoology, or you can leave a comment in the comment section below. Feel free to like and subscribe this video and to the page. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out. Until next time, I hope that you all have a great day.